In this video, I am going to show you how to use a file transfer protocol application to connect to a web server. You will need to open up your browser. In this case, I'm going to open up Edge. And I'm going to download Filezilla. There's two versions of Filezilla that you can download. You can download the full installation one found in filezilla-project.org, or you can also download a portable version from Portable Apps. Which can be found at portableapps.com/apps/internet/Filezilla portable, or you can just Google it. If you are using a Macintosh computer, a very popular alternative for Filezilla is CyberDuck, which can be found in cyberduck.io. CyberDuck is also available as an executable for Windows. Now, on the Filezilla website, you can either use the download Filezilla client, though I would recommend that you use the show additional download options for the simple reason that the download Filezilla client will install additional software. Here you can see that there is a 64-bit version for Windows. You can download an executable or a zip file. If you're running an older version of Windows that's only 32 bits, you can download that version right here. For Intel-based Macintosh computers, this would be your older Apple computers. You've got your tarball. And for the newer Apple computers, you've got for the Apple Silicon, you've got your download link right there. If you're using a Linux computer, you've got both a 64-bit version and a 32-bit version. On Linux, however, you can just do a sudo apt install from the command line and install it directly. Let's go ahead and download the installation for Windows. I'm going to go ahead and install it. Agree. In this case, here we're given the option to install it for anyone who uses this computer or just for your account. In this case, I'm going to select for anybody or all users on this computer. I want to have a desktop icon. Let's start the application. Now that we have downloaded our FTP client, Filezilla, let's go ahead and log into our hosting account. Open Filezilla. You can either click on File, Site Manager, or you can click on the Open Site Manager icon on the top left corner. Click on New Site, and let's give our site, or in this case our connection, a name. So I'm going to call it Web Design. You can call it whatever you want. In this case, we are going to use SFTP, which creates a secure shell connection, and then through that secure shell connection, or essentially a tunnel, we will then create a use the file transfer protocol to upload and download our files to our hosting account. In layman's terms, we are creating an encrypted connection, an encrypted tunnel, if you will, and through that encrypted tunnel, we're using the FTP protocol. If we were to just use FTP and not without the SSH, then everything that we upload and download can be intercepted. Will be in clear text format, and if intercepted, it's readable. If the SFTP stream is intercepted by a third party, bad actor, all they would get is the encrypted information, nothing sensitive, nothing critical. Here in the host, we will enter the hosting account, the hosting information for the server, which you should have received from me in an email. For the ports, we will use port 22. User, you will use the username that I sent you, and same thing for the password. Okay, now that we have connected to our hosting account, let me explain what we're looking at here. So right here under local site, this is the current directory that I'm looking at. So whatever folder I select here, right below it, on the window below it, it'll show us the contents of that folder. On the right side, we can see the folders or the directory structure that is on the server, on the web server. And depending on which one of these folders I select, I will see the contents of that folder right there. So to upload to our web server, you will pick the folder that you need to upload to on the right side. Then on the left side, I'm going to upload my index and my chapter 7. You can do it in a couple of ways. The first and easiest is just to click on the file, drag and drop it, and now it's been uploaded. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Another method is you can drag and drop it over the folder itself. So right here it's telling me it sees an index file in there. So I want to overwrite it. So I'm going to say, in this case, since I'm going to update it, I'm going to say yes. And so now it uploads it, and it removes the old one with the new one. Replaces the old one with the new one. Okay. Another method is, again, with the folder selected. In this case, I have the master folder selected. You can right-click on the file or folder and click Upload. And now, as you can see, the folder and all of its contents are being uploaded. Down here, we can see how many files are in the queue and how many have been successfully transferred. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and delete them. This is just for demonstration purposes. So right now, the FTP client is reaching into the server and deleting each file one by one. And there, it finished. So another thing we can do is we can select our destination, select our files, right-click, add files to queue. Okay, so notice, it's added to the queue, but there's no transfers going on yet. Okay, very important. Nothing's being transferred at this point. All it's done is it's prepared the files to be uploaded. You may want to do this if you're working on a website or several websites and you're not ready to upload yet because you have a limited amount of bandwidth. So you can queue up all the files that you want to upload. One thing that should allow you to do is, while that's in queue, I can upload a single file and only have that one file uploaded. Let's do away with this window. So that my larger files will remain in the queue and only this one is uploaded. Okay. So how do we start the queue or to start uploading everything? We can right click on queued files and click on process queue. And now it's going to go ahead and process all the files that are in the queue and upload them one by one. Alternatively, you can also click on transfer, and right here we see process queue. You can also use the Control P shortcut. So again, let's go ahead and delete these files. Delete. Right here, we're looking at the status, it's still deleting. I'm going to go ahead and add chapter 7 to the queue. Add the index to the queue. And then I am going to press Control P. And now we are uploading, we're processing the queue. Okay, now what if I want to download keep a different version on my desktop and download what I have? What if I want to download what I have on my web server, right? And save it as a different version and upload a new version all at the same time. Okay, let's see how we can make that happen. One thing I can do is locally, I can right click here, create a directory, and I'm going to call this chapter 07 be a backup. Okay, so now I've got my chapter 7 backup. I'm going to enter that folder, select the files that I want to queue up or download, add those files to the queue. Again, I'm adding them to the queue. Nothing is being done just yet. Okay, so I go back to master, and then up here I can go up one level, select my files here, and let's rename it chapter 07 new. Same thing with the index, rename index - new. Refresh. Okay. And now I'm going to add these to the queue. Now, since this index is no longer index.html, it is now index-new.html. Once I upload it, if I visit the site, it's not going to automatically load it because When you load when you visit a website, it's usually looking for index.html. But in this case, we've added these files to the queue. And if we look at the queue, we can see under direction, we have a less than dash dash. That's telling us this is a file that's going to be downloaded. Okay, because it's pointing to the left, from the right to the left. To upload, it'll show us dash dash greater than. In other words, a right arrow, because it's going to go from the left to the right. They're otherwise uploading. Okay, let's go ahead and process our queue. Transfer, process queue. So let's wait and see what happens. So right now, it should be downloading our backup, which we can see right here. And it looks like it's already uploading the new files. I'm gonna go ahead and refresh this. Okay, it's not gonna refresh until after it's done. Okay. So we've now downloaded our original files, uploaded the new ones, right? But now we've got duplicates. So at this point, since I've already downloaded our files, I can just select the old ones, delete, wait for it to delete. As it's deleting, okay, looks like it finished. We can right-click our new files and rename them, remove the new, so that they become functional. And there you go. Okay, now let's take this a step further. I'm going to delete my backup. Okay, it's deleted. All right. I'm going to rename this back to what it originally was, chapter 7. Same thing with my index. Rename index. I just pressed F5 on the keyboard to refresh. Okay, so now let's go through the steps again. First, I want to back up my files. So I'm going to add them to the queue. All right, they're being added to the queue. And then let's say these are our new files. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add files to the queue to upload. All right, so now everything is added. Let's go ahead and process our queue and see what happens. It's downloading, downloading, downloading. We're backing up. Oh, here we go. Target file already exists. What do we want to do? Overwrite if source is newer. Overwrite if different size. Overwrite if different size or source is newer. Okay. So in this case, since we supposedly made changes to our files, we could say overwrite if source, meaning the ones that we are uploading, is newer than what is already on the web server. When we select that, it'll only upload whatever has changed, whatever our files are new, and skip any files that already exist and are the same as what we have on our server. In this case, I want to replace everything. I'm gonna select apply to current queue only. And now all the files on my web server have been replaced with the new files that I uploaded. As well as now I also have a backup. And this is just the basics as to how FTP works. The SHFTP or SFTP. Secure Shell File Transfer Protocol. So the next step that you need to do is I need you to upload your Chapter 7 files to your Chapter 7 folder on your hosting account.